Hey, we're back again, guys. It's been a little bit longer than normal, but I'm Craig and I'm with Tara, and we're here in the White Knight workshop today, so we thought we'd change things up and we're going to do something with metal, aren't we, Tara?
That's right.
We're going to solve your metal problems today, and the way you solve your metal problems is with rust guard, isn't it, Tara?
That's right.
Rust guard's the answer.
Today we're going to paint a trailer. So here we've got a trailer from our local fire station, and we thought we'd give back to the community by refurbing it for them, give it a nice transformation, freshen up, ready so they can use it for many more years to come.
Absolutely. The fireys have done so much for us over the past, number of years, many decades, to be honest, and just to give back something small like this is great. Great for us. We love being able to do what we can do and transforming their trailer so they'll get much more life out of it and a lot more use out of it down the track.
Yep.
Small thing that we can do. So
that's right.
Rust guard's the answer to their problems, isn't it, Tara?
Yeah, so if you guys are frequent flyers with us and you join us every month, you'll notice that one of the most important things is the preparation. So we're going to kick off firstly with some preparation stuff, because that's really important to make sure that we get a nice durable finish in the end. So do you want to take us through that, Craig?
I'll zip around to our desk around there and we'll talk through some of the preparation that we've done earlier. So we'll see you again soon.
All right, mate.
And here we go. All right, so don't take any notice of how fast we're working. It's not our normal pace, but I tell you what, it's a very important aspect what we're doing now, and it's something that we had to show. So you can see there with the wire brush, mechanical wire brushes that myself and Tara are using, they really test out the old paint, because you don't want to be painting over an old paint that's not adhering well. So if it's going to come off, you want to get it off. The wire brushes basically take away any rust levels you've got. You can see there in the close-up, it's taking it back to bare metal in spots where the paint's not adhering anymore and feathering it out at the same time. So there's a lot of time and work that goes into this, few hours, probably minimum, to be honest, to undertake the preparation of a trailer. But today we're showing how rust guard is that solution as a finish to it. But that whole preparation there is the major part of it. Then you just blow off the excess dust, as Tara's showing there. She's using a blower vac, which is a very handy tool in that situation. And now we're wiping down the trailer to remove all the fine dust particles that we created. So that's just getting your rust guard solvent, which is a really high quality solvent. It flashes off really quick, which means it doesn't leave a residue. It'll dry, leave a lovely dry surface, clean surface, ready to paint. And today we are going to be putting rust guard straight on, no other process. And there's that beginning. There's some of our painting going on. So I'm going to head back around now to join Tara in a moment, and we're going to go through a few products. But you can see that first coat going on, and that's what we've done. We've pre-done some first coats. So later on today you can see us live finishing some of the trailer off live. But there's a lot of work in it. That's one of the reasons Tara and I wanted to do this, because it's a big job. But this is flame red. This is the pre-mixed flame red that we're using. One product straight on, at least a couple of coats. You want to make sure you put 2 good coats on, at least. If you do use the rollers like we're using there, some people will roll them a little bit too far, spread paint out a bit far. That can take a little bit of the coverage away. So you really want to make sure you put enough paint on to get your full coverage with some of these brighter colours. But as you can see there, cover's great. So I'm going to head round and join Tara.
Cool. So thanks, Craig. That was some super quick preparation that we did.
I'm exhausted.
So as you can see on that video, we just use a couple of these tools here just so that to help with removing any of those loose surfaces. So we've just got some attachments here for the drill. You could use an angle grinder, you could also use a wire brush, or you could even use sandpaper, depending on the surface. But anything that's not stable, like Craig said, you just really want to get that off. The trailer that we're doing today has got pretty light surface rust on it. It's not too bad. So we didn't have a lot of hard work to do in terms of getting it off. But sometimes what you might find is that you've got this really heavily corroded metal here, where you've got, in the sense, a bit of sort of flaking off. So see those flakes that are coming off? Far too loose and definitely not stable enough to be able to get paint to stick to that. So So if you've got something like this, you definitely have to use some manual removing
Absolutely.
of paint, you know, whether it's a machine or by hand or whatnot. Basically, until the point where you're getting nothing that's loose and flaking off like this anymore. After you've done that, you can then do a coat of our rust converter. And what the rust converter will do is it'll seal up the surface, it'll stop the oxygen hitting the surface, preventing further corrosion. It'll seal it up and it will convert it basically from a rust into a primer of some sort.
Absolutely.
So after we've done that, then you can go ahead and you can prime. In the case of the trailer today, we've used the Rust Guard Solvent. Now the Rust Guard Solvent, it's a really versatile cleaner that you can use for a lot of different painting projects depending on the top coat to get a really nice surface. As you said, flashes off or dries really, really quickly. And in cases of metal or powder coat, helps ever so slightly melt the surface a little bit to help get that really nice top coat adhesion that we're looking for. With the trailer, if we wanted to do an extra coat or we wanted to use a primer to give it a bit more waterproofing, a bit more durability, you could use the Rust Guard all-purpose primer. And we do that in 2 colours, and we do it for a small reason. But the metal or the medium grey, that basically you would use for a light colour, and the red oxide you would use for a dark colour. It
Correct,
just helps with the coverage, you know, if you're using some of those really dark colours as well. We've also got the Trubite. This is our water-based metal primer, really, really versatile. It's sort of like the 3-in-1 of our metals, isn't it, Craig?
It is. If you don't know what you've got,
Yep.
this will bond to everything. So when in doubt and you want to put the extra sealer coat, longevity coat, if you're someone that lives down the beach where there's a lot of salt water, we really do emphasise use a primer. It'll give you much more longer life before you've got to redo it again.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So another option in mind in our Rust Guard range. But today what we're doing is we're doing 2 coats of the epoxy enamel, the Rust Guard epoxy enamel, I think Craig said, pre-mixed in the flame red onto our trailer. This comes in a water-based version as well, depending on the job that you're doing. And it comes in a wide range of colours. So we do some pre-mixed colours. We do white, black. We do the Australian standard safety in the blue, yellow and the flame red. But you can also have it tinted to anything off the Taubmans colour wall as well, because we do it in bases. So the world's really your oyster.
Yeah.
If you wanted a bright pink trailer, you could do that, couldn't you, Craig?
Look, you can do it in any colour you like. The epoxy we're using today is a little bit harder than the water-based. So for a trailer itself, this is what we'd probably recommend. You'll just get that little bit more durability when people are throwing tools around, things out and in. It'll handle the knocks a little bit better. But the water-based is a magnificently hard product, and it is exclusive to us. There's no other one out there that has a hard-wearing, rust-proof, water-based product. So check that out. There's many jobs around the home that the Advanced can work with. Can I throw in, Tara, sorry to take your segment, but the converter, we want to make a little bit more of a comment about that. It's a tannic-based acid. It won't burn your skin. So it's very safe to use. That's our new technology in the converter.
Yep.
The old ones were phosphoric acid. If you got that on your skin, you'd be having a pretty heavy cry session, I'd suggest. So much safer. So check out the White Knight converter. Makes it really easy to change any rust into a non-rusting surface before we put our top coats. Much easier to use.
Yep.
So Tara, I think that's probably it, isn't it? But today,
let's get a coat on the trailer.
let's put a coat on this base trailer. So you can see us doing it live. We wanted to show you that this product can be used on its own.
Yep.
And that's what we're going to do right now.
Really easy. So I think you guys have seen before, but I really love a good mini roller. So these are mini rollers that we're using. These are the Monarch Microfiber 5mm mini rollers. Nice and easy to use. Good for these smaller jobs.
You don't want to over-roll it, because if you push your paint out too far, you're going to take away from the coverage. So you want a good amount of paint on there, everyone. Good amount of paint. You'll get a much better, that's something that we haven't mentioned, Tara. So Rust Guard, 2 coats.
Yep.
5-year guarantee with the epoxy.
That's right.
I mean, no one, I don't think anyone else is out there doing that. We've got really good rust inhibitors, really strong epoxy enamel. We back our products with that guarantee because we believe it's the best. But very easy to put on. brushes do put your paint on a bit heavier, or you can control the amount of paint you put on a little bit easier with a brush.
Yep.
So you probably notice that, guys, when you're brushing and rolling a trailer, that your brushed areas might cover a little bit better automatically when you first put it on. But your mini rollers,
You know I love a mini roller,
they
Craig.
do make it quicker. Look how quickly that goes on. It's a very, for a product that washes up in terps, geez, it's smooth to put on.
It does. And being an oil-based product too, you know, people think that they're really hard to use, but in fact, if you're actually not the world's best painter, these self-level really, really well. So you can get a really nice, smooth, even finish out of these products.
So how long are we waiting till we can put another coat, Tara?
16 hours, mate.
Yeah, and that's probably, it's not a negative, but that's just the reality of using an epoxy enamel. If you've got a garage or something where you've got a closed space at home, honestly, if you can set up with a drop cloth like we've done in here, you can, you know, it'll dry and then it won't have the weather get to it while you're going through that drying process, and you'll get a much nicer finish. But this is going on nice and easy because we've done that level of preparation, yeah? We've done that hard. Everything that we're painting over is nice and stable, so we don't have to, you know, we don't find any bits of flake coming off now. It's all going on nice and solid. It'll grip to everything really well.
That's going to match the fire truck nicely.
Oh, I think so. It's fire truck red. We call it flame red, but I'd say this is fire truck red. Do you think we should change the name?
Absolutely. And we should give a shout out to Craig, to the Tumark Valley Fire Brigade.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's our local one out here. This is their trailer, and a big thank you for all you do in our community.
And look, big thank you for giving us a trailer to paint. You know, it's not like I'm sure there's a lot of people that volunteer their trailer for us to paint.
That looks great, Craig.
It looks red.
So you can see there one coat. We'll get a bit of a better coverage with a second coat there and a nice strong durability. But I reckon we show the people our finished product. What do you reckon? Give us that one.
I'll give you that one.
Thanks, mate.
I'll do the moving, so don't mind me swinging this around to here, guys.
I always get you to do the heavy lifting, mate.
Daniel can tell me if it's looking okay. So how does that look there? So along the side here, guys, we've finished the two coats. Can we see that okay? Let's come over here now, Tara. You can you want to come on this side?
Doesn't matter.
I'll come on this side.
Yeah.
Really simple to use.
Yep.
5-year guarantee, fully self-priming. One product will do the lot.
Yep.
But there are other products to get a good, better, best finish. You know, if you use your solvent, you make sure it's nice and clean, and the paint will adhere much easier. I mean, that was very easy to apply. There was no issues after we'd done that preparation. You put a coat of primer, it will also help fill up things a little bit more. So it'll help smooth it out a bit more, but it gives you another film builder paint which protects against your weather.
Yep.
And your converter, if you've got heavy rust that you just can't get rid of, the converter is there to help get rid of that rust so it doesn't come back sooner, it comes back much later.
Yep.
So look, next time you're painting your metal, toolboxes, anything that's got any type of rust on it,
Yep.
think Rust Guard. What do you reckon, Taz?
Or you want to prevent rust in the future.
That's it. It's rust prevention as well. So this trailer will go on for many, many, many years helping the fire brigade in many, many situations.
Yep.
I'm really, really happy with this one today, Tara. What do you reckon?
No, it's good. And also something else to mention, don't forget next month, join us again. We'll be doing All Weather Live.
And that's not far away, a couple of weeks in fact.
Yep.
A couple of Fridays. So look for us there. We'll be using All Weather, and you know how much we love All Weather. With All Weather, you're all good. But we're not talking about All Weather today. This is Rust Guard. So, guys, next time you're doing metal, think Rust Guard, all right? But me and Taz, thank you for tuning in again, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. All right? Catch you later, guys.